Okay, we are here with Brittany Nicholson talking about her liberal arts capstone project. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure, yeah. I did the social and ethical responsibilities of news media. Within that, I had 3 research questions. The first one was, what are the ethics of news media? The second was, are there any unethical practices or biases within news media? And the third, what is the effect on audiences? Not only psychological, but how do the numbers compare to what people thought in 1985 to 2011, and how the negative view of press is growing. I mean, in 1985 to now, there's been a 30% increase in the amount of people that don't trust news media because of biases. So, right here, we have the main ethics, which is a hard thing to research on, which not a lot of research has been done on, because if it were to be done, it would have been done by news media. So you see more research on video games, television, that kind of effect. And also, ethics are not really a punishable offense. That's more human nature. But people can be fired for it and for their contracts, so we need to stay aware of what the ethics are. Then we have the biases, and then the effect on audiences, and these are the examples. This is MSNBC, which is a more liberal station. This is their depiction of Trayvon Martin and their depiction of George Zimmerman. While Fox is more conservative, they actually had George Zimmerman on for an interview, and this is the picture they decided to display through most of the newscasts of Trayvon. So we also have most Americans see media as politically biased, and that's an example of that. Well, most people see it on one spectrum or the other. You either think that it's more liberally biased or more conservatively biased, but you can see on both sides it's kind of even. We also have an example of the glory bias, which is a post by Onward State saying that Joe Paterno, Penn State coach, had died. CBS followed up by creating an obituary for him, not naming sources, taking the glory of having the first post about it. And then reports came out that it was actually not true. He had actually not died. So CBS Sports went back and corrected the report and actually credited.
So are you saying they took it from Twitter?
Yes.
Wow, that's really interesting.
So, well, actually, Onward State posted on Twitter. They also posted it in their student publication. And CBS found it, took it, credited them for it, found out it was false, and then went ahead and credited the original source for it. So they took the credit for themselves because of the glory bias. They wanted the story first.
So did you find an overall theme in all your research? Like, is there like a balance between liberal, conservative, or anything like that?
There is a balance. What's interesting is that people believe in 2011 that the coverage of Democrats was actually more negative, which I found really interesting. It was probably because of the elections going on at that time, and Barack Obama, who was a Democrat, being up for election. Also, it's good to know that in my research, I found out that not watching news at all isn't really a good option that I would go with. Watching different kinds of news, watching Fox, MSNBC, CNN, who's more independent, helps you become a better critical thinker.
So to see both points of view is important as a critical thinker?
As a critical thinker, it's very important. The issue isn't really, are they following ethics? Is media bias? The issue really is that people don't understand how much it's affecting them.
Okay, this is really, really interesting stuff here. So congratulations on your graduation from the capstone course.
Thank you.